Morning, guys. So I am going to show you two problems today that are going to be on your upcoming test. Okay, they are involving the radicals and the rational exponents. So I know this problem looks maybe a little bit frightening, but it's not as bad as it looks. Okay, so a company that manufactures memory chips for digital cameras uses this formula here. Okay, to determine the cost C in dollars to producing N chips, right? So the cost in terms of how many chips, okay? The formula, so for this formula can also be written as this way, okay? So they're telling you that this formula can also be written like this, okay? Where A and B are constants, so you have A here, so this exponent and this exponent, A and B are constants. What are the values of A and B? So basically, even if you had no idea what to do here, you would know that you have to figure out how to write this like this, and then once you get it like this, then you can see what A and B are, right? So obviously, just using basic algebra, you'd have to distribute this, right? But the problem is, if I have, so the 3 times the 40 gives you the 120, right? And then here, my n's, radical n times the 6th root of n, how would you do that, right? So what you got to do is we're going to change these first into rational exponents, okay? And then we can, distribute, all right? So here, I'm going to write the problem here. Just bear with me a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this. Instead of radical m, I'm going to rewrite it as 3n to the 1/2. All right, can you see that? All right, times 40. I'm going to write this. I'm a little out of focus here. Okay, I'm going to write this as n to the 1/6, right? And then plus 9, I'm going to write this as n to the 1/4. Okay, now that I've rewritten it using rational exponents, it's the same exact thing. It's just instead of radical form, I have it with exponents. Now I can distribute that. All right, so I'm going to distribute. So 3 times 40, right, is 120. Okay, and then here, n to the 1/2 times n to the 1/6. So what do? Follow your exponent rules. When you're multiplying and you have exponents, you add the exponents, right? So I have to add 1/2 and 1/6. So it's going to be n to the power of whatever 1/2 and 1/6 is. So you're going to have to change the denominators, right? It's not a pretty one where the denominators are the same, right? So you can change it as you go, or we can change all of these at once if we'd like. Let me see. I don't know. Why don't we change them all? Why don't we change these all so we don't have to stop in the middle? So I have a 2, a 6, and a 4, So the least common denominator should be 12, right? So I'm gonna rewrite these. So this is gonna be what? 6 to the 12th, right? I multiply by 6, so I get 6/12. This one can be, I multiply both by 2, right? So I get 2/12. And then this one, I multiply by 3, right? And I get 3/12. All right? So now, instead of having these here, I have them all in 12. It's the same thing, but I'm going to just rewrote them, okay? All right, so now I have 120. I'm back here. So now 6/12 and 2/12 is 8/12, right? We need to simplify that, but I'll do that in a second. Then I have plus, right? The 3 times the 9 is 27. And then I have n to the 6/12 plus 3/12 is 9/12. Right? Okay. So I'm just about done. So if I simplify those fractions, I have 120 n to the, all right, so 8/12. I'm a little blurry, hold on. 8/12. I'm going to divide by what? 4. And I'm going to get, bless you, 2/3. That's my daughter. Claudia, you want to say hi to my kids?
Yeah.
Want to see my daughter? Hold on, let's finish this first. 120n to the 2/3 plus 27n to the, here, 9/12. I divide both by 3 and I get 3/4. Right? Claudia.
Hi. Mommy, can I go upstairs? I forgot something.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when you teach at home. Okay, so I have this, right? So now I'm finished with my distributing, but I need to put this back in radical form because this is what they're looking for, right? This can be written like this once I change these back to the radical form, and I can figure out what A is and what B is, right? So remember, how do I write this as a radical? Exponent over index, right? So this is 120, my exponent, wait, I'm blurry again. Okay, my exponent over index, so that means my exponent is 2 and my index is 3, so that means it's the cube root of n squared, right? Exponent over index, so my exponent is 2, my index is 3, all right, plus 27n exponent over index, right? So that means my index is the 4th root of n cubed, right? Exponent, index, exponent over index. All right, so now this, my paper's moving. Okay, is now that, see? Now check yourself. They already showed that there's a 3 and a 4. So if your 3 and your 4 didn't match up, then something's wrong, right? So you knew it was going to be a cube root and a 4th root. So now to answer your question, they're answering what are the values of A and B. So your A is 2 and your B is 3. Okay? All right, so this is one of the problems you're going to work on today. I think I'm going to end this video and make a different video for problem 2. Yeah, so it's not so long. So I'm going to end this video and I'm going to make another video for problem 2. And then I'm going to give you some problems like these both to practice for homework. Okay? Have a good day.